Oh my Godzilla! Today we're taking a look at Hiya Toys' Stylist series, Godzilla vs. Kong, Godzilla. Welcome back. So our friends at Hiya Toys have gotten the Godzilla license and this is their first release. This is the Stylist series. These are statues, not articulated in any way. They do have action figure versions of these coming out later, but taking a look at the statues today. So here we have the packaging for Godzilla here. Quite a big box, given the size of the figure and that. Around the side we have a picture of the figure. A few more pictures of the figure on the back, plus some writing in Japanese or Chinese. Again on the side. So before we open this guy up and take a look at him, I'd like to ask you to like, comment, and subscribe on this video. It does help get my videos seen. But without further ado, let's get Godzilla out and see how he looks. So with Godzilla out of his packaging, we'll go ahead and measure him up. As you can see, he stands about 7 inches tall to the top of his head, or about 18 centimeters. We'll go ahead and bring in an SH Monster Arts Godzilla. This is the Heisei era one. Just to compare, you can see that the Monster Arts is significantly shorter. And here's the Hiya Toys Stylist series Kong, which I'll be taking a look at later. Again, just to compare the size there. So a very big figure compared to the standard Monster Arts size. There is a little bit of assembly required for Godzilla here. You can see his tail does come as its own separate piece. So it just kind of plugs in here. Really easy. And you can see that the kind of armor design here on his tail, these splits kind of hide that seam there. You do see it a little bit on the bottom there, but when he's sitting down, you'll never see that. So that's really nice. So taking a closer look at Godzilla, this is of course the American Godzilla from Godzilla vs. Kong, and really kind of a different design for Godzilla, much beefier, bit more animalistic, a little bit more lizard-like than the more human type of Godzillas we've seen from the Japanese films. I really like this redesign. It keeps a lot of the Toho elements and just modernizes it. I think that's a pretty iconic silhouette for this Godzilla here. As far as the sculpt work from Hiya Toys goes, lots of detail in his skin here, little protuberances and textures and everything like that there, all throughout the whole figure. You can see the face sculpt is really nicely done, I think. I really like the pose they chose for this guy. The paintwork on the mouth is pretty good. They do have a little bit of dry brushing red on his tongue there, which comes across more as blood to me than just the color of his mouth. I don't know, maybe it is supposed to be kind of blood after he got hit from Kong or something, but it's not too bad. But the teeth are well done. So you can see the eyes there too. They're really tiny in person because they're recessed so much, but you can see the paintwork on them. Looks really good. On that side. Now one thing I do find a little bit odd is the coloring of Godzilla here. When I think of the legendary Godzilla, I think of him being as more brown or gray or tan. This is a much darker color scheme. It's almost like the color of the Heisei one. Not quite as dark, but certainly more similar. I'm not sure if this was meant to kind of replicate the Hong Kong fight look, which took place at night, and that's kind of why he is this color. I would like him just a little bit lighter, but it isn't a bad look for him. It's just not kind of what I think of when I think of the legendary Godzilla. But you can see they do pick out a lot of different colors through dry brushing here. You got this darker color and then this kind of almost silver gray. There's some brown in here, and if you look in the chest and that, you get kind of rust and everything. Even a little bit of light blue, just picking out all that finely sculpted detail. You can see the dorsal plates, really cool designs on them. Nice texture and everything. His tail isn't the longest tail. I'm not sure if this is how long it actually is in the film. I feel like it might be a little bit short, but I could be wrong. I could just be thinking of different Godzillas here. I'm not the biggest fan of this movie. I like the legendary Godzilla, but I thought this film was not the best. Maybe they redesigned him a little bit for that. Now, as mentioned, this is a statue, so there is zero articulation. The arms don't move at all, the jaw, nothing. One advantage of this is that you don't have the articulation joints. A lot of Godzillas, you're going to have them posed kind of like this. So you could get this guy, if you like this pose, and have a nice clean looking Godzilla, and then have the articulated Kong to go with him if you don't like the Stylist series, because they will scale together. So I find usually the neck here looks really bad with the articulation. Even the Monster Arts one that I have here, it's not the greatest look. Like, it's all kind of just broken up, but I like the more clean style there. This is a very heavy figure. Like, it's a solid piece of plastic in that it does retail for $50 US. I ordered mine from Hiya Toys directly. It is supposed to be a Chinese exclusive. I know Big Bad Toy Store has them too, but getting it from Hiya was the easiest for me. It's why I got it so early compared to other people, and their shipping is really cheap too. So I recommend looking there if, you know, local comic book store and stuff like that aren't carrying them, or if they sell out on Big Bad Toy Store. So overall, this isn't going to be for everybody. I know there are a lot of people there who want the action figure version of this so they can articulate and stuff like that. I like this pose, and I like the lack of articulation cuts here. I think it makes for a much cleaner look. If I did have an action figure, it would be posed pretty well like this. But it is a nice looking Godzilla. I do think the color is a little bit darker than I would prefer, but I still like it. It would be nice if they had done a version with the light up dorsal spines. There is an action figure version of that coming, and I think the dorsal spines are going to be translucent blue, which should look really cool. I would like it for the Stylist series here, but as they are now, I think they do look really nice, and when paired with Kong, they do make for a really nice display. I have reviewed other Hiya Toys figures, and I have more to come, so be sure to subscribe if you want to see those. But for right now, I'd like to thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.